Hello, you're the geeks and degenerates, and no, we're not wearing our suits for this one because it's fucking hot. But yeah, we are talking about The Godfather 2. And with me, as always, is John, and Hazel's here once again. Hello, everybody.
Hola.
Hello. You say it's hot and John is wearing a hoodie.
I'm I'm wearing a tank top underneath, and I don't want to be in a press.
It doesn't matter what is underneath. You're still wearing a
Yeah!
hoodie.
Well, John is more heat resistant than me, I guess.
I we have a thing called tiis ganda, which means
Air
how do I
conditioning?
no. What do you call it? Like we strive for our style, or we suffer for our style.
Interesting. But
Suffer in the name of fashion.
There we
Or
go.
in your
Yes,
case, you just don't want to be seen with a tank top on.
yes. Even though I have been seen multiple times, my tank top's ugly. Okay, that's it. We're not talking about that.
yeah, no. We're talking about The Godfather 2 once again, in which, like the Fast and Furious talks about family, but this is nothing like that. But, yeah,
Well, I mean, in Fast and Furious, they don't try to kill their family.
that is true. But yeah, I'm trying to bring some levity to this really heavy movie, and my god,
Very convoluted too. Like,
yeah.
fuck you, Francis Ford Coppola.
But yeah, we don't start with Michael. We start back in the old country in Sicily with young Vito Corleone and his mom.
Yeah, like in 1901, and how?
Robert De Niro.
Yes, bam. Well, he wasn't Robert De Niro here yet. His mom gets shot. He gets to America, and then becomes Robert De Niro.
Yeah. He has to run because his family is wanted for dead because his brother tried to kill the former Don, and his mom.
I know. He threatened to take revenge because the father disrespected the former Don.
Yeah.
Don Chichi or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mom begs for like, please just give us a chance. She's like, no. And just,
Girl was ready though. She like came up was like, run! I got him, and immediately like eats 12 gauge.
shotgun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, Vito. But yeah, he escapes to the land of second chances, America, where it's like, you're like, I wonder how he grows up to be the Godfather, and the story does tell you, eventually. But we cut back to Michael in present day, and he is living in California, and he has all the power that he needs because everyone comes to him, even though it's his son's first communion. They're not there for that. They're there for to ask for favors.
Yeah, that's always the deal. If there's an occasion, that's usually the time to ask for a favor from the Don.
Yeah. Unlike a U.S. senator wants a cut from his hotel earnings as he controls the biggest chain, and he's threatening him at the same time. Like, you want to talk to him like this, sir?
Right? Like that is also like we also find one of the big heads of the family. I forgot his name. He was a fat guy.
Frank?
Was it Frank? No. Like in the old movies, he died of like a heart attack.
I forgot.
Yeah, he was one of the friends of Vito, like close friends. He was the fat guy. We find out that he's dead, and they pass it on to this guy with a mustache. I forgot his name as well. There were a lot of Italian names that I could not remember. Okay, just
That's
too much characters.
Unlike you, he asked Michael, like, so what are you willing to give? He's like, nothing.
Nothing. Just fuck you.
Yeah.
Put down the price.
And we get a sense of his relationship with like his siblings, especially with Connie. You're like, oh, can't blame her because you had her other husband killed, so no wonder she doesn't like you that much.
Well, I mean, her other husband was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Dude was abusive and betrayed them.
So yeah, but I don't know. Connie's just like, I'm here for money, and you're like, all right.
No, she was there for the approval of her new husband or boyfriend.
And she needed money.
Yeah. And you can see how crude it was already. Like, Connie's boyfriend and Fredo's girlfriend were kind of like already canoodling with each other. I was like, that's kind of messed up. You're doing it in front of them at a mafia's house. You really think this is gonna be okay?
No. But yeah, after celebration, things go horribly for the family because there's a hit attempt on Michael. And like,
Mm.
and throughout the whole movie, you're like, who was it?
Yeah, I do like that this movie became somewhat of a like murder, not really murder mystery, but like it's a mystery. Like the whole time, Michael Corleone, I can't pronounce his last name.
Corleone.
Corleone is just trying to figure out who did the hit on me.
Yeah.
And there's so many variables and so many suspects, and like immediately though, he knows that there was a mole in the family.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I guess Michael's just a very smart man.
Like, cause who could have let the hitman in? Like,
That's true.
it's not like they came running through the gate and started shooting. No, they were inside the house already.
Hmm. And I really thought the wife was dead at that point.
Yeah.
Well, first time watching, I was like, "Oh my god, she's gone."
Like, well, there goes Kay. I guess. Oh, well, no, she's alive. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Uh,
I do like this whole change of character. Like, Al Pacino fully accepted this role of like before he was like this somewhat innocent, morally confused good guy at the first movie, but by the end he became the villain. Here he's fully accepted that he is the villain, and I love it.
Yeah.
There is no good person in this movie except for maybe Fredo, but he did. Well, we'll get there. I think when we get there.
Yeah, and like I think Francis Ford Coppola was angry that people were looking up to Michael in the first one. He's like, no, that's not the point. You're supposed to hate him. That's why. That's why he made him this one.
It's exactly that meme where you're like, you're not supposed to look up to these people.
Yeah, it's like he truly is the person I look up to. Like, who is he? It's Joker. Like, huh?
Joaquin Phoenix Joker, like
Yeah.
wow, so me.
Yeah. Like it's exactly that meme. Like that guy is so me. Points to that guy. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm staying away from you.
yeah. But how about you, Hazel? Like how did you feel throughout like the beginning of this movie, or like any expectations of like, coming from the first movie to this one?
As far as expectations, I mean, I didn't expect to like go into the whole like backstory of Vito Corleone. So that had caught me off guard. Like I thought we were just gonna, do what they do later on in the movie and continue the story of Michael and the Corleone family. But I thought it was very interesting. I liked seeing, like turn of the century New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how like Vito came up and what he was doing and why he was doing it. It was actually all very noble. I liked how like he used what was it, like a sheet or something to dampen the sound of the gun.
Yeah, or I don't know if it was to conceal or dampen, but there were fireworks at the back, the background. I love that shot though, where the cloth was on fire after he fired twice.
Yeah.
It's realistic, really.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, it's also a really good style. So I was like, that's kind of sick to see.
And this movie,
Yeah, and I liked how like when he got on the roof, he like broke the gun apart and like threw it down different.
Oh
pipes and stuff.
yeah, just to be thorough, like I don't never know.
Yeah, like that was really smart.
Yeah, and that's why I like they gave us the character of Vito Vito. I really can't pronounce the last name. Corleone. Got it. Vito Corleone. That he is a very smart but very stoic kind of character. He doesn't talk a lot. He's very quiet. He's very timid from here to there. But he's a very smart man.
He does nothing in anger. It's
No.
all very methodical.
Yeah, it's very calculated. Like there's no ill will or anything like that. It's all planned out. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I like that about Vito, and I'm glad that uh, Robert De Niro played it.
Yeah. I think the main difference
Yeah.
here between Vito and Michael is that Vito, you see that Vito's not afraid to get his hands dirty, while Michael is like, no, you do it. You do the hit.
Yeah, yeah. But also there's a difference between Vito and Michael,
Yeah.
where Vito kind of seemed like he was a pretty good man. Like, okay, of course, he's in the mafia and he made the mafia, and for sure he killed a lot of people. But like, there he's doing it for family, while Michael's kind of like in it for power.
Yeah.
Now, like he is going down that road where he's willing to cut ties with family if they wrong him. Well, I don't know if Vito had any family members that wronged him, but like,
Yeah.
he seemed like more of like a family man. He's very kind. He's very sweet. He doesn't seem like a toxic father, even though he is a mafia boss.
Like, remember in the first one?
Yeah, Vito did it for damn it, what's the word I just had in my mind? For like just reasons. Like, okay, yes, they may be illegal, but like morally just reasons.
Mm.
Like he was doing things that like we all dream we could do when we see like an injustice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
especially with that dog.
it may be illegal, but it's still like just.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell that deep down this guy is a good person. And I was like, okay. And he's in it for the interest of the people. Like, he's there for the community, like the neighborhood. Like, to him,
Yeah.
he's there for the neighborhood. Well, with Michael, it's like in it for the power and kind of for himself and the family, who has not betrayed him.
Yeah. Unlike, remember the first one where Michael's like, yeah, my father's a good father, but he tells the story of like, there was one time where Vito told someone to sign a contract. He's like, I swear, either your brains or your signature will be on this. Like, oh, I see that. That's what's happening. And Robert De Niro's Vito Corleone.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, he seems nice. Like, he made like that one dude like bring down the rent for this lady that was a friend of his wife.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you know what? Again, it's very noble. It's very kind. Again, not legal, but like, it's nice.
Or like when his boss had to fire him and he tries to give him like, no, take the food. He's like, nah.
No. He went full on like Filipino. I was like, no, I cannot take that.
But yeah, we keep cutting back to Michael like consolidating his power because he's talking to Hyman Roth and Frank, and he's doing them favors, and they're doing favors for him, and like he each tells them like, I like how he tells Frank like, oh, Hyman Roth's the one who put the hit on me, and he's like trying to figure like, is he gonna give something away?
Right. Yeah, the whole time it was just him dissecting people, like seeing like how will they react, and like especially with like Hyman Roth, where he's like, oh, I think Frank did it, and he's like trying to see, and Hyman Roth is doing this whole mentor facade kind of role, like you are the future of the mafia. Let me help you, kind of person. But it like, you know, Michael's like, nah, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
Michael's just a very cold and calculating person at this point. Like, he doesn't act like a stereotypical mob boss. He's just like this guy. If you cross this guy, something bad will happen to you.
Yeah, and like when we get introduced to Hyman Roth, we don't really know much about him, and we never heard of him. Like we just know that he used to work for his father back in the day. First time seeing him in Miami, you think he's just like, oh, he's just this regular guy that he's probably middle class because his house is kind of small. He's just enjoying life out here in Miami. Nah, he's like the most wealthiest person in the mob.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I could see how this guy could be like putting a hit on someone like Michael. Like he wants to be a top, but Michael's in the way.
Yeah. And you see how powerful he is, because when they're in Cuba, he like divides the land of Cuba. So like Michael gets this portion, these guys get this portion.
Yeah.
Like they're
But
all have to be well behaved.
like this was the height of Castro, though. Like Bay of Pigs might be coming in a couple of years.
Castro? No, it's not Castro yet. It's still.
Fidel, wasn't it Fidel Castro, like the rebel leader?
Yeah, but
Like he was like the rebels were like acting up because of him. Like,
yeah, but like the American placed government was under General Bautista, I think.
no. I'm talking about the rebel leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the bit of dialogue where Michael's like, I saw something interesting. Like,
I love this scene.
soldiers arresting the rebels, and one of them pulled out the grenade and took a captain with him, which tells me they will win.
I was like, why would you say that? Well, because you pay soldiers. Rebels, they do it for free. That's how I know they will win.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fashion right there. I'm like, yeah.
Pretty interesting that they don't mention Castro too. I wonder if there's a big reason behind that.
Props, it was 1978, so I'm guessing like
Mm.
it's still hot.
Yeah. But yeah, and then it's in Cuba too. Like that's where we get the big reveal of it's Fredo who put out the hit. Up to now I'm like, how do you know?
So the reason why they found out that it was Fredo, because when Fredo came in with the $2 million they supposed to give to Hyman Roth, Michael was like, so do you know Hyman Roth and Joe something? I forgot his last name. He was like, no, never heard of them before. And then they got to that sex show where the girl's like tied up and the guy named Superman's there. He says, oh, Hyman Roth and Joe showed me this place and it's wild. And Michael at the background hears that and he's like, but you just said you didn't know them. And that's when you see Michael just like, oh no, my brother's the one who put the hit on me. And like that's where he finds out like, oh shit, that's the one. He's the one.
Yeah. And then is that the party that Michael tells Fredo like, I know it was you, and you broke.
Yeah, like immediately he like kisses him and he's like, you broke my heart. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit! You're dead, Fredo. Oh god.
How about you, Hazel? What do you think of the scene of
Like,
finding out that Fredo? Oh shit, Fredo's in deep shit.
yeah.
Like, it's a really well shot scene.
Hmm.
And it fits within like the personality of Michael to not like lash out in anger towards his brother or whatever, just to let him know like that he's disappointed in him, that he broke his heart. It's like, but unfortunately you gotta die.
Yeah, and that is the like that is the cost, and he like goes to.
Business. It's just business.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Like again, that's the whole mentality of Michael now. It's just business. Like he needs that power, and he goes back to I think the guy's name's Al, but he's like the wet worker. Like he's the guy who does the assassinations. He's like,
Yeah.
once my mother is dead, that's when you could take him out.
Yeah.
Because of course he doesn't want his mom to like see that I've killed my brother.
Though, when they're in Cuba, I don't know why Michael's confused why Fredo won't get in the car. It's like,
Like the uprising was happening. It's like, Fredo, get in! I'm your only way out. He's like, nah, fuck that shit.
it's like you're gonna kill me in the car, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
If I was Fredo, I'll be scared too.
Yeah.
If I was Fredo, I would never put a hit on Michael.
And then we get back to America, and then that's where Michael receives the news. Because you find out earlier that, Kay's pregnant with another child. And then that's when he gets the news, like, Tom tells him, like, oh, she had a miscarriage. And like, oh,
Yeah.
for Michael. I wonder how that's going to play out later.
Also, before that, we had a scene with Hyman Roth where he kind of reveals his hand.
Yeah.
Like, he dropped the whole, like, mentor facade and was like, where's my money? Like, you could tell that, like, once he gets the money, once he gets all the mobsters' money, he has enough power to pretty much dispose of them.
Yeah.
And he's so pissed off and like, where is it? And he was like, who sent the hit on Frankie? Because Frank got like choked out but didn't die. Like at the bar scene later on to that movie. And early on to that movie. And he's like, he tells us a story of Mo Green. And we all know what happened to him last movie. And they're like, oh, you were friends with that guy.
Oh shit.
Muppet.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's all for revenge now with when it came to Hyman Roth. And it was not that obvious, but if you really like paid attention, you could tell like that's the point where it was like, oh shit, he's out there for revenge. He's here to kill Michael because he killed his best friend.
Yeah. And like Michael tries to take him out first, but it goes horribly wrong because his hitman's killed by the soldiers.
Yeah. Ah, God.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the one with the pillow?
Yeah. He's like, sleep. Ah, fuck. And then we get the flashback you mentioned of Vito taking out Chi-Chi.
Yeah. Again, there is no reason for them to show Vito Corleone like spaz, but to show the parallel between Michael and him.
Yeah.
Like, there's no benefit to like showing us this. There's no connection to the story. It just shows that Vito was a completely different man to what his son became.
Yeah.
Like, Vito became somewhat of a savior towards the neighborhood and the Italian Americans, while Michael became kind of this feared, power-mongering psychopath.
Yeah. And then it ends with him like talking to baby Michael, and then it goes intermission. You're like, I can take a piss. Wait, I've been in my house my whole time. I could have done that earlier.
Wait, Chi-Chi was the old guy who got his mom killed, right? Chi-Chi was the guy who was the guy who killed like the mom of Vito?
Yeah, Chi-Chi.
Yeah, Don Chi-Chi. I love that scene. Like you just see the knife across his body. It's like ah. Yeah. And then you just see Robert De Niro just slap him on the face and just leaves. I was like, I love that.
But he said he doesn't do anything super violent. Like he did some violence again, bro.
Right? Like he just leaves. A couple of his bodyguards come in, and his foreman like takes a shotgun to the leg. Poor man. Good stunt though.
Yeah, but like, fuck, that scene is like, I can't hear you. I'm like, you really don't remember? Alright, I guess you are old, but you're gonna die soon.
I don't think you would remember.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, how many Vitos are there in Italy, man? Come on.
Yeah. I'm like, how much strength does Vito have to slash across your gut? Like, Jesus Christ.
Hey man, it's Raging Bull. For sure he has the strength.
Yeah. But we cut back to Michael, and there's these hearings on like the mob, and like that one senator that we saw earlier on. He's like, you know what? These don't represent true Italian Americans. They're good people. I'm friends with a lot of them. Like, shut up.
Yeah, you can tell that he was brown nosing the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But this movie is very long and convoluted. Like nearing 4 hours. Like, did you guys take a break? Because I had to. There's so much information that's being tossed at me, and there's so many names I gotta remember, or else their dialogue later on into the movie is not gonna make sense to me because some dude named Vinny or something did something 2 hours prior to the scene. And I was like, like how'd you guys like cope with this movie, or like try your best to retain it?
I think I just powered through it. Like I don't I don't normally take breaks in movies. I mean, if like I know it's very rare, especially nowadays. But if there is like an actual intermission, like at the theater, then I'll take the time to like maybe grab a drink, use the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah.
It's usually like 15 minutes. But I mean, as far as like watching at home, which is obviously what I did, I don't remember like taking type of breaks. I think I just pushed through the whole thing.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. Like, legit. Once I finished the movie, I just took so many breaks that I kind of forgot some plot points along the way. I had to watch like a recap video on YouTube just to be like, right, that happened. Right, that makes sense. Yeah, and I was drawing at the same time. I was trying to like multitask while watching the movie for this review. And then I was like, how did Michael find out? I had to like rewatch a whole like video of somebody like explaining how did Michael find out. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. I will say the casual moviegoer might be overwhelmed by this.
Yeah, Rick, that's the best movie of all time watched, and you're just like,
No, yeah. Like, it is a really good movie. It is well written, and the plot points there. It's just that, again, it's very overwhelming. A lot of information you gotta retain and remember for the plot to make sense to you later on the movie.
like I don't know if you guys have been through this, where like this movie is called one of the best ones, and you watch, you're like,
Well, like, what do you mean? Like is it
like
Like-
if you check out 2001 for the first time, and you're like, I hear it's one of the best. I don't even know what's it about, and you watch it, you're just like, I am so overwhelmed with things.
Yeah, like you don't get it, or like you don't appreciate it like how the Academy appreciated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get you. There are some movies like that where I find like, I don't get it, but people like it. I envy you.
Yeah, like I find out that's the case for some classic movies, and like something like The Shining, though I'm like, I don't get why this is good, or what.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of The Shining either, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, as far as that goes, like, standing the classics or whatever, and finding value opinions from when it. As I explained to you guys, like, off camera the other day, I have a history with the film industry and all of that stuff. So I think it's a little bit easier for me to appreciate any type of film for like what it really is, like, because I'll pick up things and appreciate things that maybe the average viewer won't.
Yeah.
And like, I hear so many stories from like people like being like, I started with A Clockwork Orange. You're like, oh, what's that about?
I was like, are you sure you want to start with that? But okay.
I hear it's good, and you see them after. You're like, how was the movie?
I was overwhelmed. Yeah, I see that a lot when it comes to like something like casual moviegoer friends. Like people like me, I'm a casual moviegoer. I don't really delve in too deep into some movies unless it really interests me. This one really did, and that's why I had to like look up like videos explaining it to me, because I really do want to like take in all of those information that was given.
Yeah.
But like, again, it's very subtle. Dialogue it's a heavy like dialogue movie kind of deal. Slow burn.
Yeah, you see, the great thing about great movies, or movies that are made very well, is that even if like you said yourself, you consider yourself just a casual, average, moviegoer, is that even if you don't like consciously pick up on the little things that make the movie a little bit more special, you subconsciously pick them up. Like they all just blend in together to make it a better movie watching experience, even if you're, excuse me, unable to actually like explain why it is, or like you ever watch a movie that maybe the story or whatever was like trash or mediocre or whatever, like it's not very well thought, but if the movie itself from like a production standpoint is done well, if it's a well-made movie, there's little details and things that you might not be aware of, but you're still seeing and hearing and experiencing it all. So you'll be like, oh yeah, I liked that movie because it's all there. You're not like consciously aware of it.
Yeah. I'm trying to pick out like what movie it was where people found it like trashy.
The Gray Man.
Really? Now you found it trashy?
No, I'm like we're talking about what people found like mediocre recently. Like,
but I liked it.
Yeah.
I would say I like the Gray Man. I just spoiled the review if ever we're gonna do a review on Gray Man. But yeah, like I get what like Hazel's saying, because there are movies where people are like, "Why do you like this? It's so shit," or like, "It's so mediocre," or "It's boring," or like I don't get the plot point. Like, no, you don't get it. Like, there are just some things that works with. Okay, I would say Blade Runner 2049. A lot of people I know who don't like it, but I do, because I like at some points I do pick up on things that are so tiny details, such tiny details, and I appreciate it, and it's special to me more. But like,
yeah.
I still can't find that.
I mean, as far as like you said, the example you used, Blade Runner 2049, like I got the sense too, like how you're saying that like a lot of people didn't really like it. But as far as like just it being like a movie that people made, right? Like it's a very visually stunning movie. The cinematography is top notch in Blade Runner 2049. And it is a very well made film, even if people didn't like where they took the story or all those kind of things. But like just from a production standpoint, it's a very well made movie. It's visually stunning.
Yeah, and man, I love Man of Steel and BBS, as people can see. Like, why do you like it? Like, man, I just like it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like you don't know why. I just love it.
I don't know why it resonates with me more than it does with you, but I just love it. Yeah. But anyway, back to this movie. But
sorry for the tangent.
Yeah.
I feel like it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's very relevant to this kind of movie.
Yeah, it relates.
Yeah, because as I said before, probably a casual moviegoer might not appreciate it as much as an actual cinephile.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, eventually Michael asks Fredo, like, did you know anything? And he tells him, like, they brought me in, I didn't know it was gonna be a hit. I'm sorry. And I do like
I felt so bad.
And like, because he has a fun like, you look after me, I'm your older brother. I'm supposed to be the one looking after you. I'm supposed to be the head one in charge.
Yeah, but they stepped over me and went to you and favored you. And I was like, I get it.
Yeah. Bob wants it
Like,
that way. Well,
yeah.
I didn't want it that way.
Well, I mean, to Fredo's defense, he didn't know they were gonna kill Michael. He just thought that he was gonna be given a bigger or higher position in this plan that Hyman Roth was, forming. He just didn't know that, his brother was gonna be killed in the process. But I felt bad for Fredo, and the flashback scene at the end of this movie hurt me even more.
Yeah.
Like the relationship he had with Michael.
And by the end of the scene, Michael's like, "You're not my brother. You're no one to me. I better."
You're not even family.
Yeah.
And that's when we get like him talking to his hitman, like, "Don't kill him until my mother's passing."
Yeah. Eventually, in the Senate hearing, like, there's one guy the senators bring in, like, all right, he's gonna spill the beans, and he's like, "Did you work with Vito Corleone?" "I don't know who that is."
Yeah. No, because his brother was with Michael, and we're like, "Oh, but okay, just play cool, No, I don't know him."
Nah.
Everybody's like, "What?" kids. Like the whole courtroom, I just loved it. They were like, "You were supposed to confess."
You have a signed affidavit. I don't know. Yeah, I just confessed. Like, that's what the FBI told me to do.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh fuck."
And then we get to a scene which is pretty hard to watch because Kay tells Michael like, "I'm taking the kids with me. We can't do this anymore." And Michael's like,
And-
"You should know me better. Like, you don't know that I will fight with everything I have to keep you and the kids."
Yeah.
This
And this is where this was the part where she reveals that it wasn't a miscarriage, it was an abortion because she didn't want more of her kids to be part of this very horrible family.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that bad of a family that they're doing bad things, but it was very, like, they were caring for each other at the point, and then Michael took over.
Yeah. And then you think the first time I saw this, I thought, "Oh, this is the part where Michael realized, like, oh shit, what have I become? I should be better."
Yeah.
But like,
Nah.
you see his
Wah!
eyes, you're like, "Oh shit, something
Yeah.
bad's gonna
Yeah,
happen."
there was definitely a point where the family business turned into just the business.
Mm-hmm. This is where Michael went full on cold.
Yeah.
Especially when his wife went, "It was a boy."
Yeah.
That pissed off Michael even more. Because he wanted, like, them, the successors. He wanted, like, you know, them to carry on the Corleone name. But, nah. she aborted that baby and was like, "Sorry, I can't put him in this world because it's a horrible world."
And then you
And,
see
like, I get you.
his eyes, you're like, "Okay, run out of the room. You're about to get killed."
For sure, like, she's dead. Somewhere off screen. No, but...
And like, I'm
Hmm.
I'm all for, you know, other women doing, you know, having the freedom.
Yes.
Listen, before I even say this,
Yes.
I am not getting into current political events. I am just stating my own shit.
Yes.
I'm all for women doing what they please to their own bodies as long as, you know, they're not harming themselves and everything along those lines, right?
Yes.
I even understand why she had the abortion, but I don't agree with her reasons.
Where she didn't want the baby to be in, like, this family or passed down,
Hmm.
like the mobster kind of thing.
Yeah, like, just because she would have a son, and then obviously Michael would then have a son as well, it doesn't mean that the child would grow up to be anywhere near or like his father. Wouldn't even have to be in the family business.
Right, right.
Yeah.
She could have just had it and just taken it away from him.
Yeah. He could have just followed the path Michael was supposed to follow in the first one, where like, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Michael's choice to get involved. It wasn't the family's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Okay, I could see, like, Hazel's, like, you know, side of this one. I kind of agree with that. Like, this kind of felt more like spite than a reason
yeah.
on Michael. Like, oh.
Yeah. I do feel bad for Kato when she visits and Taj's like, or Connie's like, come kiss your mom goodbye. Like, come on, kid, it's your mom.
Yeah. And, like, they had to hurry because Michael's coming.
Yeah.
The car's there, you guys gotta leave. Oh, sorry, she has to leave. And she's like, "Anthony, kiss mommy goodbye." And the kid won't kiss her. And I was like, for me, this was so hard to see because this kid is, like, resenting his mother because he looks up to his dad so much. And, like, Michael comes in, she's trying to get that kiss from her boy, and he just closes the door. And you just see her wail out. You hear her wail outside. And I was like, ah. Painful scenes, very painful. Simple, but painful.
I think that's also one. After that, we get the flashback of Vito killing Chi-Chi. As he said before, like, him like, "This is for my father," and just disembowels him. Like, if this was the current movie, I'm pretty sure this would be more grotesque, but sure.
Yeah. I was expecting more of a shot to the head. But I guess that was slower.
Yeah, suffer more.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to present day, and Michael's mom's dead. You're like, oh shit,
Hmm. Wait, I think we've been through this.
not yet. We didn't talk about Con.
Oh, right.
Michael, like, I
Right,
understand why you did what you did to me, but if you can't you be more kind, or can't you forgive Fredo?
Fredo. Yeah, but at the same time, he was shot at because of Fredo. But Fredo didn't know,
Yeah.
and Fredo is kind of an idiot. Uh, so,
Honestly, the first
yeah.
time I saw this, I was like, I really believe, like, oh, it's a happy ending.
Right. Same here. I really thought Michael was like, you know what? Let's put the past behind us. Hug me. And you see Fredo with Anthony, and they're hanging out there. He's teaching him how to fish. He's trying to be a good uncle and trying to make it up to Michael. And Michael is kind of like trying to find out where Hyman Roth is.
Yeah.
Like he moved to Israel, but they didn't want him there, so he went back to some South American islands. I forgot what it was. And like nobody would take him. And like he makes his way back to the United States. But yeah, this was the scene where we get the montage, right?
Yeah.
Of just so many killings.
Yeah. And then when he's taking Anthony out, Fredo is on the boat, but Connie's like, no, Michael wants him to go with him right now. Like, all right, I'll.
Yeah,
go
like
fishing some other time.
Yeah, we want Anthony to go to Reno right now. He's like, all right, and like I didn't trust it one bit. I was like, they took away the son. He's alone with somebody. Michael's looking out the window.
I didn't get it as the first time. I'm just like, and then you don't even see it. You just hear, bang, like,
Dude, when
Michael.
yeah, when Fredo was like doing his Hail Mary, and then just immediately you just hear bang. I was like, oh. And then we get the flashback of them celebrating Vito Corleone's birthday. And this is where Michael like reveals that he was going to the military, and you see Fredo like, "Oh, yo, that's really great!" Like, Fredo was the one who's supportive of Michael, while all the other brother and sister were like, "You're an idiot for joining the army."
Right.
I was like, and this kind of made me tear up a bit. I was like, "Well, he just wanted to be respected."
Because Michael, he joined prior to the war, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 41. Like they went back to 1941.
Yeah.
That flashback.
Yeah. So if it was prior to December 7th, 41, then we weren't in the war yet.
Yeah, they did mention Pearl Harbor, so they're like, "Oh, the Japs bombed us. That's why people are enlisting."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So all right. He must have joined when we declared war then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might be getting the year wrong. I don't know if it's 1941 or 1943. Either one.
It has to be 1941 because they're mentioning Pearl Harbor is fresh off their minds.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be the beginning of 42 because Pearl Harbor was December 7th of 41.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Sunday, to be exact.
Yes.
Yeah. And Sonny's like, what kind of idiots would enlist in the army? And Michael's just like, funny you should mention that.
I joined the Marines. And then Sonny's just like, you son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Well, I do like that though. Like, you sound like Dad. Like, you sound like, her father. Yeah, I'm right.
And then they celebrate without Michael. Then we cut to Michael in present day, surrounded by decaying leaves, which I guess signifies the decay of his life. That he's truly fallen from where he started off as like this innocent guy. Now he's truly lost.
Yeah, the fall from grace, where he's supposed to be a war hero, had nothing to do with his illegal family business. a man who probably would have been the best of them turned into a thing that would became the worst
Hmm.
possible outcome of this family. But it's a really good movie.
Yeah,
I think.
as I said before, it's one of the movies where people are like, it's the greatest, and you watch it, you're like, it's really good, but fuck.
I'm
man.
exhausted. Like, if you have a problem with The Irishman for being too long, buckle up. Or don't, because I'm pretty sure you want to get up and like walk around for a bit and then come back.
Like, how bad does this get?
I'm-
Oh my god.
Pretty sure I saw The Irishman.
Yeah.
You saw The Irishman?
I said I'm pretty sure I saw it. It was like 70s or 80s New York, right? And like they were car bombing a lot of people and shit.
I don't remember the Irishman that much.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, that's
This
not.
one dude, he was like just a regular like manual laborer, and then
Okay,
like
yeah,
he
that
ended
is
up,
Irishman. Yeah, that is Irishman.
yeah, and then he ended up like killing his boss and taking over the business and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I definitely saw it then. I saw it a couple times.
Hmm.
Yeah. But what would you rate this movie?
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I after watching the YouTube videos of people explaining it to me, okay, look, I couldn't piece it together myself. I needed a little bit of help, but I did enjoy piecing it together. I enjoyed people explaining it to me, how the depth of it, the theories, and like how Michael found out, or like how does it end, or what this signify. It's a very smart movie. You could say that it's a little bit far up Francis Ford Coppola's ass, but like, it's very good. Sure, it's overwhelming. Sure, it's long, but it is a good movie. So I gotta give it 9.5. I'm giving it a 9.5 because I can't give it a 10 because, in my opinion, yes, it was a little too long and it was hard for me to watch at some points. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I'll give this a 9 simply because I don't go back to it as much as other crime movies. I'm like, it's so good, it's so great. Do you watch it every day? No. God, I wish I had the energy to, but no.
You don't watch this and sit down with your friends and have a beer or something.
I think by the end, like, I think I need more drinks.
Yeah. You're by the table with a cigarette. You're just like, fuck.
But yeah, 9 out of 10. Like, you can see why it won so many awards and why Robert De Niro is one of the few people who won an award portraying someone who already won an award for it. Like, Marlon Brando won an award for Vito, and years down the road, he won an award for portraying Vito. Like, I see why.
Portrayed it really well.
Yeah,
Well,
down to the
Uh-huh.
voice. Like, shit.
how about you, Hazel?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably give this like an 8.5. I'd say.
Okay.
When it comes to movies, especially if they're good movies, like I don't care about the length. And generally, if they're good movies, I love it when they're longer. I generally don't get exhausted, like just sitting there for hours on end watching movies. Because if I wasn't watching a 4-hour movie, I would probably just be sitting there watching two 2-hour movies. So.
But, yeah.
But yeah, 8.5.
Sorry.
Alright. 8.5. Yeah, that's all it's said. I'm sorry, Enzo.
That's fine.
we keep cutting Enzo off throughout this entire review.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry, man.
It's the end of cut all over again.
Shit on Enzo.
Fuck you.
But yes, since we're at the end, that's been our video on The Godfather 2. What classic movies do you like to watch once in a while or over and over again? Please tell us down below. But if you want to see more of us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. If you want to see us react to trailers or stream video games, we have a Facebook page at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. If you want to hear us on the road, we have a Spotify podcast. So as John keeps mentioning, if you don't want to see our lovely faces, that's the place to do it. Individually, you can find me at Gandalf1995 on IG and Twitter. How about you guys?
You can find me at JohnGOM on Instagram. It is my art account. How about you, Hazel?
You can find me at Sapphire Hazel 7, the number 7, on Instagram and Twitter, and just plain old Sapphire Hazel on YouTube and Twitch.
Alright. And for this video at least, that's all the time we have. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.